Hey, what's up, you YouTubers? We got another problem again. Um, this one was fun. Kind of screwed up a little bit on my part. I'll show you what's going on here. So we have this here Apple power supply. Again, can't find any service information. I wonder why. It's so weird. This is in a Mac. Let me bend down here. What is this thing? It's a thing. An Apple. 7100. No power. Wouldn't turn on. No nothing. So yanked the power supply and took all the screws out that you need to take out. And I'm going to show you what's good. I got to unhook this off the bottom here. I'm going to show you because I'm going to poke around in here. Unplug this thing out of here. Try to do it one-handed. Two screws here, here, and here. And this will flip up out of the way. So what happened is, dead. Blew the main fuse. That's really bad if that fuse blows. Something is definitely shorted. So, got a fuse. This is a, I don't know, it says the rating here. I think it's a 4 amp or something, right? Yeah. It gives you the fuse number. It's an F4AH fuse. Can't just replace the fuse because obviously there's something wrong. So if you replace that fuse, it's going to blow immediately. So read that sometimes that the main driver over here, this MOSFET, sometimes they said, oh, it dies because of the heat and it's bad design and all this and that. So, okay, well, pulled it out. Yep, that thing was shorted. You can pull it out and you can diode check it with your meter. You have to take it out to do that. Otherwise you might get a false reading. Basically check it with diode on all three legs, and if you get 0 volts, that's bad, especially between the gate. And the other thing to check is there are well, you see the one down here, this Zener diode needs to be checked. That comes off of the this main driver transformer. And then this other one down here, it's going to look like this glass one, but I replaced that because I was having issues and doing other stuff, and other things happened, and I didn't check other things. So basically I replaced that MOSFET, and those diodes down there were checked okay. You had pulled them out and check them with the diode checker, make sure they're not shorted. And went to go power it up fine. Oh, okay, yeah, we're fine, we're good. Okay. Go to throw it back in the computer, go to turn it on, boop, short. It shorted the MOSFET again. Okay, what happened? So now I gotta figure out what's going on here, why it did that. So the next thing I checked was, and I'm not sure if it's even possible to do it without pulling it out. It must, yeah, you can check it. So is what needs to be checked, and you can probably do it from here, is the yellow is 12 volts, and obviously the red is 5. But I had a short between the 12 and the 5, the way this works. And there is a diode right here on this, underneath here, and one side was shorted, so I had to take that out. Basically, it's a pain in the butt, but it's doable. You don't have to unsolder everything off of this heatsink and unsolder all the other stuff that's attached to it. You could sneak in there and get it. So you take this screw out that's on the back here, and then you can get that loose, and then you can just desolder the leads, and then you can pull that out from underneath there. It's a bit tricky to do, but it is possible. It helps on the other side of here, the mounting leg. You'll see it if you take this board out and flip this up. Take this completely out of the power supply. Taking these out was a pain in the butt because they put a glue or something to seal these on here, to hold these onto the board so they don't fall off. You have to kind of use a knife and shave that off and then unplug these. Once you get that out, you can pull this board out very easily. Just 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3 over here. Okay. Yeah, you want to check your obviously your rectification or high-speed diodes. Make sure they're not shorted. That'll save you a big headache later down the road. I ended up messing up because I was backfeeding trying to figure out what exactly happened. I have a power supply, and I was putting, basically because that was shorted between the 5 and the 12, I was putting 12 volts into the 5 volt, which hopefully didn't damage anything. I don't know. Yeah. When I got the next MOSFET to replace the one that I blew up, as soon as I powered it up, it blew this the Zener down here, which was probably stressed from the other ones being blown up and shorted. It shorted that immediately as soon as I powered it up. That wasn't even plugged into anything. It did that, so I did a bunch of run around, and I'm gonna try it, but I have a 15 volt Zener diode down here. You don't want to clamp off. You want to be like 18 volts to protect the gate of the MOSFET. I'm hoping this 15 volt one will be okay because this power supply here puts out 15 volts, and hopefully I'll be okay with that. But anyways, I did power it up. It didn't blow the fuse. It didn't do anything after that. So I went ahead, and if you jump between the orange and the white, it'll power it on. It powered on successfully, and it was able to put out voltage at that point. So this MOSFET's not the original. It is a replacement, so it's going to have slightly different characteristics. So we're going to see if that's going to actually work under a load. I don't know. We'll see if it blows it up again. That'll be determined when we put it back in the computer. So I'm going to throw this back together, and we're going to throw this back into the computer and see what it actually does. See if it blows up again.